Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today I am doing a shoe unboxing and possibly switching shoe brands for the first time in 5 years. Alright, so over the last 5 years, I have been a loyal supporter of Altra shoes. I have purchased 8 pairs of Altras, and I've put over 3,500 miles on those 8 pairs combined. However, I have been dealing with a minor case of plantar fasciitis. It just won't seem to go completely away. And I've been eyeballing a different brand that does not have a zero drop for the last year or two, and there's just no stores that carry them close by. I finally just had to bite the bullet and buy a pair and hope they fit well. So they are here in this box. Let's get this opened up and I'll show you exactly what pair of shoes I plan on putting my next couple hundred miles on. Any guesses out there? I'm really excited to see what these look like. Not crazy about the color. Topo Athletic. So these are the Ultraventure 2s. They have a 5mm drop, I believe. This is not going to be any kind of shoe review on the Topo Athletic Ultraventure 2s. It's just a first look, initial impressions, comparing them to the shoes I just wore on my recent FKT of the Sheltoe Trace. So just looking at these first off, I can see quite a bit of difference in the width of the toe box. Now, I've heard that Topo still have a pretty wide toe box, but my initial impression is that they're not that wide. I mean, look, that is a huge, huge difference. These are size 11s, and I also wear a size 11 in the Ultras, so hopefully they're true to size. We'll find out here shortly. So I'm just really curious of what a 5mm drop is going to do for my feet. I know the cushion, the stack height, I believe is 30mm, and these are 34. So it's going to be about where the Timp, the Altra Timps would be, which is kind of in between the Lone Peaks and the Olympus 4s, which are my favorite trail shoe. And I have read that the cushion is not quite as soft and comfortable as the Olympus 4s, but time will tell on those. One thing I noticed right off the bat, other than the more slender toe box area, is that they don't have the gator trap system for the Dirty Girl gaiters with the Velcro in the back. And I knew this before I purchased them. They have some kind of double hook system here. I don't know anything about it. I don't plan on switching gaiters. So what I will do is use the piece of Velcro that came with the Dirty Girl gaiters, and hopefully it will stick back here and I'll be able to continue using them just like I did on the Ultras. Now they do have a little hook up front, so that's good. At least I don't have to hook it into the shoelace. So you can see that there's a hook that comes on these, and they will go over the shoe like this. It's actually a pretty snug fit, but I think a little piece of Velcro back there should work just fine. I was hoping to get more miles out of these Ultras. They're probably around 500, 550, but on my last hiking trip on the Virginia Triple Crown, I caught a twig, a root or something on the ground, and just completely ripped them wide open, and my foot was actually coming out of the shoe a couple times finishing up the last 10 miles of that hike. So I don't think it's possible to do surgery on these shoes. I think I'm just gonna throw them in the trash. So it's definitely time for a new pair of shoes, and you know, these things are 170 bucks. I hate to just throw them out, but it's time, and we'll see how these things feel. These cost me $135 plus tax, so definitely more in line with the Lone Peaks and the Timps price-wise. If they don't feel good on today's walk, they're going right back to REI where I picked them up. I bought them online. They don't carry them in our REI store, but I will return them to REI and promptly order a new pair of Olympus 4s. All right, let's get these on my feet and see how they feel. All right, I can't wait to get my feet in these things. Get them out of these old Altra 4s that have like 800 miles on them and holes all over them. Squishy and worn out. Very excited to try the Topos out. They feel pretty good. Putting them on for the first time here. I'll just leave the gaiters pulled up out of the way for now, since I don't have the Velcro on the back yet, but I'm going to stick it right there between the two plastic, I guess that's plastic or is that rubber? Just a really stiff rubber. I'm going to put the Velcro right there, and it should stick pretty good, I'm hoping. Plan on doing a, I don't know, a 6 or 10 mile walk in these today. See how they treat my feet. And I'll snug up all these laces better before I go out walking. I just want to get them on here quick and get an initial thought on how they feel. I think the length is right. I mean, there's my toes. I feel like the 11 is right for me. And I'm a slender guy and I have pretty slender feet. My toes have definitely gotten wider over the years from wearing so many Ultras with the wide toe box. But the way that this is curved, I think they're gonna be all right. I don't feel a lot of pressure on my pinky toes. So I think it's probably gonna be all right. What I'm curious about the most is, will my feet feel sore at the end of a 10-mile walk? If I went out and hiked 10 or 15 miles in these right now, shoot, if I even went out and hiked 6 miles in them right now, tonight or tomorrow morning, my feet would feel a little bit sore because they're worn out. Getting into a fresh pair of shoes is definitely gonna help, but having that 5mm drop, that's what I'm curious about. Is my plantar fasciitis gonna feel sore, or is it gonna slowly go away by having a 5mm drop? The other thing I'm wondering about is the arch support. The arch support feels pretty good in here. I don't think I'm gonna need to put these little inserts in from Tread Labs. I've talked about these in a previous video, but this is the Tread Labs inserts that I wear in all my Ultras, just to help give me a little bit more arch support there. Whether they're needed or not, I don't know. Have they helped my plantar fasciitis? Maybe a little bit. It's not as bad as it used to be. And I'm only noticing it in my left foot right now. I have no plantar fasciitis in my right foot, only in my left. So, all right, let's go get these things out on the trail and see how they perform. Okay, so I'm currently out here on the Simon Kenton Trail, only about a half mile in with these new shoes. Initial impressions are that they definitely feel harder on the bottom of my feet, like a harder plastic or rubber material is used. Definitely not the squishy feeling I'm used to from the Ultra Olympus 4s. The outside upper edge of the shoe slightly touches my ankle bone. I don't like that. But other than that, they feel pretty good. I don't have any complaints yet, so I'll let you know how I feel after this 8 or 10 mile walk I'm gonna do on this asphalt path. And then I'll make my final call on the shoes after I hike on a trail with about 20 pounds on my back and see how my feet feel when I wake up in the morning. If they hurt in the morning, I'll probably send them back. If I feel good and I feel like my feet have recovered fully after a night of sleep, I will probably keep them because I like the price. $135 versus $170, that's a pretty big deal. So ultimately it's gonna be determined in the end how long they hold up, whether I continue to purchase Topo shoes. But as of right now, I'm pretty happy. I'll get back with you and let you know how I feel after this walk. Well, I'm back after that 8 mile walk. It's actually 3 days later. My memory card filled up and I was unable to discuss how I felt after that 8 mile walk. My feet felt pretty good. I have no complaints. And I'm actually out on the same trail after a 14 mile run. I just finished. My feet feel great. The outside edge of my pinky toe, my little toe, feels like it might be compressed and rubbing just a little bit. But I know I don't have any blisters, and it's not enough to warrant sending them back and not continuing to wear the Ultraventure 2s. I'm really happy with them. And remember I mentioned about the upper outside edge of the shoe touching my ankle bone? I never noticed it once today on the entire 14 mile run. Now that I'm thinking about it, here walking, I can feel it just a little bit, but it's like I said, it's not enough for me to not continue wearing this shoe. So this is gonna be my go-to shoe here in the beginning of 2022 coming up here. Geez, 3 days. So this is December 29th. All right, that's gonna wrap things up here today. Stay tuned for a future video comparing my Topo Ultraventure 2s with the Ultra Olympus 4s. As soon as I get a couple 100 miles on these bad boys, be looking for that video. As always, thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I'm Jason Wish, wishing you a great time on your next adventure.